right, so welcome back to No Sympathy for Kings, a rich man's podcast. This is episode 2, the Playboy Chronicles, which features my good friend, rapper McCooleyHigh. We'll be discussing his new album, the Playboy Chronicles, and also the web series visual companion to his album of the same name. We also feature a special guest, Jaleesa Johnson, who is working with McCooley on his new projects. And we'll be talking about not only his project and what inspired the music, but also we're going to have a special announcement from Jaleesa and her response to the Playboy Chronicles, the Playgirl Chronicles, which is coming later on this year in 2022. Enjoy. We're back with McCooleyHigh and friends. This is actually a special surprise. So to my right, we got Mills. What's up? To my left, we have the lovely Jaleesa. Okay. There was an H in your name.
Yeah, it's silent.
Okay. I'm glad you corrected me before I could completely fuck it up.
It happens all the time.
Okay. And you've been working with McCooley on his video series, right?
Yes.
And I guess you're best known for your work on Heights Girl, the web series, right? Okay, I remember that. And of course, our guest of honor, Mr. McCooleyHigh himself, who just recently released this is your second studio album.
Yep.
The Playboy Chronicles. It dropped on 11/11 this year.
Yes, sir.
And we're rolling, man. So how's it been, man? Like, I'm just going through like a Rolodex of questions in my head, like what I'm gonna ask you first, man. So, how you feeling about this project so far, man? Like, reception?
Man, it's been a great reception so far. Like, I knew when I was writing the project, I had something on my hands, man. Like, cause just the feeling of it was just different. But like, you know, the beat selection and everything like that. And all the hard work that was put into it, I feel the gratification. Like, I feel like everybody appreciates it. I haven't heard anything negative about anything about this project at all.
Nothing. Okay. All right. So, okay, good. Because I was gonna ask you like how like the women you know received it, because like you definitely took like some hard lines. You have some strong like perspective on women on this project.
Well, because at the end of the day, like most women understand it's they understand they have a side to themselves that's like not so pleasant, just as well as men do. Like, so at the end of the day, like you could say all this and it speaks to them and they understand it and they'll appreciate it. They'll appreciate the perspective, because most of them hear what a man has to say and how he feel anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I provided with this project.
Just the male perspective.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like it's not really expressed. Like a lot of times, it's not expressed. Music is one of them things that you kind of could do that with. Saying it just out of your mouth, it doesn't work. But as far as like making it in the song, putting it in the song.
Music's a lot more persuasive.
Yeah,
for sure. By design, like if Kevin Sanders or a rapper now, the world over would probably receive it much differently.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, good. Now, you wrote this in 5 days? 5-day period?
Yep.
Okay.
It was really quick, man. Like 5 straight days, just got to it. Well, most of it, I had to actually like link up, get her part together and everything. But everything else, as far as my lyrics, everything else is written in 5 days.
Okay. And how long did it take you to record?
It was a 6-hour session, and I recorded all the songs.
Stop. 1 6-hour session?
That's it.
Fuck out of here.
1 6-hour session. I recorded all the songs. I did the original version to the song that I was doing with her, but I went back and re-recorded that song with actually in the studio with her. So I can discount that, but for the most part, I did the whole project there.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so that's like so you beat Jay-Z's record. You beat the movement. That was like a long weekend. They recorded that project over. Okay,
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They literally recorded it over a weekend. I think from top to bottom with the beats and it was like Just Blaze, Bink, and Kanye. Were just like in the studio nonstop. They lived in the studio, And Hov came in and just he heard the beats like one or two takes done, and then the album was done by like Monday or whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like it's interesting like what you can get when you approach something very deliberately. You put like a lot of effort into it, and you have when all the dots connect and all the stars align with the people, and what you bring to the table. Like you'd be amazed what you can get done. Well, you shouldn't be amazed because you fucking did it. So yeah, that's dope, man.
Sure.
That's really dope. Now, did you just show up and the beats were ready, or did you like how involved were you with like the creative process from top to bottom?
All right. So the beats, I had looked at a few producers. The main producer on this project is Heath Stone.
Okay.
He's out of Canada.
Okay.
And, he has a certain style of beat that I like. So I reached out to him, and I got I think 9 songs of his.
Okay.
As far as production wise.
Did he do HBK?
Yeah, he did HBK.
Why you bring? Is that your favorite too? Yeah. That's my favorite.
I know.
Yeah, he did.
This Ty Dolla Sign thing going on.
No,
That's definitely some Ty Dolla Sign shit.
Right.
Yeah.
He definitely he definitely did that. Yeah. He did HBK.
Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, one dude from Canada did. What's his name again?
Heath Stone.
Heath Stone. Okay. How'd you meet him?
I just reached out to him via the internet because you go searching for beats and stuff like that, and you actually gotta go contact the producers or you talk to them to see what the deal is about leasing and stuff.
Okay, so you're like searching for beats on beat sites.
Yeah.
Find who's credited to, and you get his contact info.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it.
Okay.
But
all right, so you wrote to the beats.
Yeah, but one thing about it, all the skits and sounds and stuff you hear, that's all me.
Yeah.
But I went and added all that.
Yeah. They gave it a lot of flavor, man. I love, and of course, I love the Baby Boy excerpts. It's like classic, relationship goals type shit.
Right.
I love that movie though. It's a classic, man. It's a good classic.
I was trying to set the scene because at the end of the day, the goal is to have a healthy relationship. To actually be a part. Actually have something that works. But you gotta actually talk about the ugly side of that shit too. Where a lot of people can relate to that. A lot, and everybody has duality. It's you could be 100% happily married and listen to this project, and a part of you just feels it. I felt like that at a certain point in my life. What I mean? So that's kind of what I was trying to do with that. To make it that relatable. Because it's not. I don't feel like it's a guy that can listen to this project no, I don't want to be this person.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's that. I think a lot of men, I won't say all, but many men can say that they have those experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember those.
You listen to
pop,
you listen to the first track, Time of Your Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it describes a certain type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? If you just in the car, you just chilling, you can kind of place yourself there, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I was trying to do, Then you got other songs more personal, you kind of have to go through it a little bit, the HBK, shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like most people can relate to that, especially in my generation, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's part of why that one's my favorite, because it just resonates, and it felt very personal. Because it talks about just the human condition, and it just speaks to just how damaged we all are, on some level, by our experiences. So I liked hearing that vulnerability, because a lot of the project, it was kind of just Playboy shit, and then it kind of dialed it back a little bit and just reminded the audience that you're a human being.
Yeah.
I appreciated that, and of course I love the Ty Dolla Sign shit. I'm gonna stop saying that.
That's the youth shit. It's way more than that coming, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you got some. We'll get to that. Let's talk about this one. So, how long after the Cedar Lee project release did you start working on this?
Man, look, for a while after Cedar Lee, I was kind of in a spot where I did not know where I was going musically. I was going to just focus on acting and modeling, like for real.
Okay.
But one day in July in 2021, I just started writing. Like, I just listened to this beat. I wrote everything in order. So I started writing Time of Your Life, and then it went into the wave, and then it went to the call, and the ride, and then it started coming out. So it really was about 7 months after.
Okay, so that's good, man. I like it when artists take some time to live in between projects instead of just like, succumbing to the pressure of like putting more content out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you hear the experiences. I like that Jay-Z takes like 5 years in between projects.
It's important. It was important, like that I had to kind of like take that little bit of time with the simple fact that Cedar and Lee was a cool. It was a good project, but to me, I felt like something was like kind of missing. I wasn't respected as like a lyricist like that after that project for real.
Really?
Like, I was left off a couple lists and shit, and I took that shit really personal. Right, like real shit. Like I really sat and I was like,
how do you measure that when you're like an independent artist? Like,
I mean, cause really,
like, what brings you to that conclusion? Like,
man,
it's like just barbershop talk.
It was people, social media, and people would do different things like list artists they respect lyrically. And just somebody I know personally that does that is a peer of mine, or whatever the case may be, but they know I do this shit and I'm not on that list. I take that shit personally.
Like, you should, because it keeps you sharp, man. It keeps you
real shit. So
yeah, that's good. It forces you to make better stuff.
Yeah. So it's like now at this point with this, like after this project, I really was like on the thing where I was like, okay, now I challenge the next artist to really like drop a project that is this conducive, that it ain't gotta be like my project, but drop something that's conducive to somebody can listen to from point, from A to Z, all the way through. You know what I mean? And do it as quickly as I did. Like I just want to see it. Like that's what I don't know, that drive. It just hit me. Once I seen that I wasn't on the list, I was like, all right.
Yeah, you never know where you're gonna draw inspiration from, but once you're inspired, man, you're getting that pocket, that space.
Yeah, it's like, man,
create stuff.
Yeah, it's like I can't describe the feeling, but it's like it's inspired, like that you get like. All right, bet.
Okay.
Bet.
I got you, niggas. Yeah. That's cool, man. So when did you? Okay, so you recorded the project. Now, when you were writing and recording the project, the musical leg of the project, because this is more than just music, right? Because you have the visual companion to it this time. That's a little more like cinematic. Like you're telling a story with this. At what point during the process did you decide you wanted to have like the visual companion to it? Because you're doing kind of like a web series, companion with the music.
I kind of knew when I was writing the project, like because I was building this character, the entire time. I'm like, I was taking myself from being like, I was like, when I first came out with Cedar Lee, you seen, McCooleyHigh, I looked more like I started off kind of like, a backpacker. I started wearing chains and shit like that. Trying to find, like my little niche. But with this project, I kind of like created an image at a certain point. It's like, okay, this guy is more so, more so deliberate, wear sunglasses a lot, different shit like that, Yeah, like, I started just kind of like putting shit together in my head. I'm like, all right, I feel like we kind of make this like a thing for I think, kind of build a story like a film or something.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to do like take like a very Michael Jackson like approach with the videos, but then I ended up going into then I hooked up my boy Mills and we started talking about doing making this an actual series for him, and it made sense because it's like okay, we can make this bigger than the music. It could go into a whole different thing.
Okay, so I'm tag you and give him a rest for a second. So like, what was your role in all this? First of all, like people that don't know, you're McCooley's manager, right?
Yeah, I'm actually the manager. I'm the guy behind the scenes. You know what I mean? He just, he has when you look at the project, you're saying, okay, we can go somewhere with it. So I seen a bigger picture from what he was saying, like off his Michael Jackson spin. These are conversations me and him had. You know what I mean? So just from that, I'm like, yo, we can go even deeper than this. You know what I'm saying? So then, just from the dialogue, we go from that, and from the first video, it turns into just magic. You know what I'm saying? And then it just would go from there. And then Jaleesa being a part of it as well. She got some extra splash that they was not ready for.
Right.
So I'm just sitting back absorbing all this, and it's just like, man, we got a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Okay, absolutely. So you got some sauce, huh?
I do.
Okay. So how did you come to be involved? Like, how do you know Tom?
So I didn't originally remember meeting him in my past. So I didn't recollect his being until he inboxed me and said.
That happens a lot with women.
Right.
But when you're a popular woman, yeah.
Nothing like that. But however, he ended up inboxing me about being on the Playboy Chronicles. He was finishing up at the very last leg of it, and he said, "Hey, I got this track, and it was like you, a couple other women, but I really want you to do this part." So I'm like, "Okay." I sent him my price sheet. He sent the deposit. We had a studio date, and the rest is history.
Okay, so he came prepared. He was ready to go.
Yeah.
There's no putzing around.
Yeah, he was very professional, straight to the point, just like me. And I like the professionalism. And I like the punctuality.
That's also very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm still trying to like master. I've never been good at punctuality.
Well, I have some troubles myself from hearing it.
Okay. It's like you hold everybody else accountable, but like me, maybe
that's that Michael Jordan approach, though. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta show up early to the gym.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
All right. So why did you seek Jaleesa out specifically?
All right. I just felt like I knew I needed a woman on the song for this project. I needed female representation. But and I looked at a couple of different ones, but I just felt like she'd be perfect. Like I was always been a big fan since high school. And I was like, shit, this is the perfect time to reach out. Like, yo, let's do some work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Now she got some dope shit coming though, like for real.
Yeah. All right. So you act and you sing.
Yes, I do.
Anything else?
Modeling, right? Sometimes direct. I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse.
I'm
Okay.
Still a realtor.
Okay.
Yeah, I do whatever I put my mind to.
Okay, you're busy.
She has a spin-off coming, Playboy Chronicles.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. What's that? What can you say about that without giving anything away?
Basically, without giving everything away, I will say this. It is a response to the Playboy Chronicles. So it's from a woman's perspective. And I think women will really be on board with this project.
I like that. That's cool. So, at what point during, I guess you and Tom doing business together, did you decide you wanted to record a response?
Well, he introduced a character in his series named Lexi, and he wanted to cast me for it. So I'm like, you might as well just go ahead and make a response. Like, it was kind of simultaneously decided upon between all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the rest is history. We are already like 6 tracks in.
Okay. This is all with. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just saying heat, man. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Now is this all singing? Or you gonna be rapping a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely got some songs. Gonna do it all.
Okay.
Rap, sing, whatever you want. I got it. People are gonna listen to this and say, "Damn, I didn't know she could do all that." You know,
Okay.
I'm like the black hand in my tenor.
Talk that talk, man. Come on. Keep going.
Like the motherfucking Miss Jekyll, Mr. Hyde on that.
Okay.
All in one. But I'm really having fun with the project. You know, it's very innovative. It's something that unlike anything I've ever done before.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that the female perspective is on a masculine energy level, which kind of speaks to that modern woman.
What's that mean?
Like basically their independence and they doing shit that is not necessarily always spoken upon, like that was covered in Playboy Chronicles, like also being out there being promiscuous or getting lost in love or having feelings of not being able to love because they've also been broken. Just like two broken people trying to come together but repelling.
Yeah. Okay. So you say like, so you're matching, I guess, like, would you see you masking, like, I'm paraphrasing what you just said, but you see you matching the masculine energy being sort of, I guess, in the delivery and like, I guess, like the core of the emotions that are expressed.
Yeah, like certain things that women have in the past been kind of forbade to talk about, like having wants to just freak around, you know what I mean, type of shit, or hurting men the way we often act like victims and say that we've been hurt without taking accountability that maybe we have done the same. Certain perspectives that aren't usually spoken upon from female behavior. So we're really touching that, just like we kind of did in Playboy Chronicles.
Okay. I can't wait to hear it. So, I can't wait to check it out, man. To get you back here, get you guys back here and talk about it once it's released. You know, get open to it.
We'd love to.
Okay. Now, you did 11 tracks, right, Tom? You did 11 tracks and 11. Were you doing 11? Or?
I'm going with my personality number, which is 8. So.
Personality number.
Yeah.
What's that?
Numerology, so like you gotta look into it. I can't really describe it all in one bit. That's really deep.
That's big on numbers over
I got you. Every time I hear something that piques my interest, it's like another question just comes. Yeah, I'm so good at this.
Yeah, you are very good.
Thank you.
Very well versed.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So, what's your favorite track, each of you, on Playboy Chronicles? I know I'll be already know yours.
HBK, hands down, fell in love with it, but I love Celebration too.
Mm-hmm. The OG version or the Jimmy version? We're gonna talk about the Jimmy version.
Yeah, I don't know if she. Do you know the Jimmy version?
I don't think I've seen it.
No, that's the bonus track.
Jimmy's fan.
Yeah, I love the Jimmy version.
Jimmy's
fans on it though.
Yeah,
he did. That was definitely dope.
But my favorite track would be The Call, man. The Call just got something about it.
Which one was that?
That's that one. He get deep to me. You know what I'm saying?
When I said, she said she told me back in the high school, they all knew me as Tony.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that one like really like paints a picture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then my second one probably be, I'm stuck between the Ride 2 and the Wave, but the Wave definitely got that. You know what I'm saying? I got that spin with the Ride 2.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think it was like you sent me tracks 1 and 2 early, and I responded with a video. Happy face, you know. It was so great.
Yeah, I was really excited at that time, like because I had put those snippets up and got a great response on that, and I sent you the tracks and shit, and I was like, all right, bet.
Oh yeah, man, I was just walking down the street in Parma, waiting for my car to get serviced, and I'm listening to this shit in my earbuds. She just went around that way. I'm like, motherfucker. Okay, Tony got it.
That's a damn play.
Yeah. I'm like, I told you, like, man, I'm gonna listen to this again in the car because I had to hear it in the car.
That's actually my favorite, but my other favorite is The Ride, like the first ride.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you know, it's other clear. Like, I like though. I can't really choose. Like, it's every song. Like,
they're all your babies.
Yeah. I can't really choose, but I mean, I don't know. There's something about the first ride to me that I really rock with though. Like, I don't know. I just felt like that was like one of those. I kind of told the story and kind of like set a certain tone on that.
Yeah, I took notice to that. Like, that's why I asked you about the production earlier, because like it seemed a little more like stripped down compared to the previous project. It seemed more simple with the instrumentation and everything, like on purpose almost. Like there was like I heard like snare drums, I heard piano, a lot more piano like beats and stuff like that. Whereas the other project, it was, you know, you got like a little piece of like G-funk and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, it almost felt like a winter project almost, you know. When I think about winter, you know, I think about just like the stillness and the coldness and that's coming through in the music too, because like there's like you're talking Playboy shit and you know and your capades with all these different women on these tracks, but there's also like this undertone of loneliness at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to display, like because the character.
So it's like it's almost like you're not really glorifying it, like you're expressing your experiences, but you're also letting the audience know like there's loneliness here.
Yeah,
there's a longing for something more.
The character, that's what I'm trying to explain with the character. Like, you notice in the first video, he's having a therapy session. And he's basically like kind of like tired of like the superficial world that he's in for real, because you know the women that he's always constantly around are like, you know, they're not the ones that you could take that next step with. So it's just, and you know, you are your environment, I guess, in that sense, you know. So that's where, you know, I'm trying to kind of like describe it. And I do feel like without it being so, you know, you gotta hype things up for music and stuff. But I feel like on any level, I feel like most of us go to that or feel that. You know, especially like, you know, when we're going through a phase of like, you know, trying to like figure out, you know, and it's lonely in that, you know, even though you can be around people, all that different type shit, having all the fun in the world, you know what I mean, you can still be like really,
it's a mask.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was trying to describe for real. So.
Yeah, it's just like, I get it. It's like it's almost like an alter ego, you know. It's like, you know, you have the facade or the mask of like, you know, Antonio in this case, you know, this character, the Playboy or whatever. But behind that, you can, you know, if you listen close enough, you can detect, you know, deep inside, you know, Tony, and just like you just longs for something more meaningful, you know. That's so. I hope the audience is getting that too. Like I'm just like having these like revelations coming to me now as I'm like reminiscing on the project, because I listened to it maybe 2 or 3 times.
That's dope.
I think, you know. Well, I showed you my stats, man.
No, that's dope. I see that. That's dope. Like,
yeah,
that's at least like
I ran to it.
That's at least 4 times. Like,
Culture Gardens, I was jogging, man. Taking in all the foliage and everything. Yeah, it was a good time. That's probably why like, I love the beat so much, because it had like that mellow sort of like stripped back winterish kind of feel.
Because you want to like
do cardio too in a weird way.
I kind of wanted to like have that same constant like mood throughout the project for the most part. Like you kind of can listen to it and kind of like stay in one place. Like, you know, whether you sipping, chilling, or you know, smoking or whatever. Like you just kind of like that 35 minutes, you can just take that ride real quick.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you heard this about Song Pride, but I remember Jay-Z talking about Song Pride and how it was, you know, it was played out on the song and in the video, sort of like one relationship, but he was really describing elements of 3 relationships, you know. Now, how much of this project was like just like personal experience versus just creativity for you?
I'd say about like 70% personal experience, 30% creativity.
Gotcha. Okay. And how many relationships, if you don't mind? You can tell me to fuck off.
I'll say between about 4 relationships.
Okay. That's a good healthy.
And then just other things that didn't turn into relationships or all types of shit. So.
Yeah, fly by night kind of deals, or just like this web series. I want to get back to the visuals. Now you're scripting everything, or co-scripting at least.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort between me, Mills, Jaleesa been chipping into. We've just been kind of putting.
You write too?
Yeah.
We've been putting.
I remember you saying that. That's another one.
Oh yeah, that's not. I have so many credibilities that I often forget at least one.
Okay, you're one of the many talents.
A lot.
For sure.
I appreciate that. People like to stay busy.
Yeah, we've been all chipping in.
Stretching themselves.
We've been all chipping in, putting this together as far as like scripting it. But for this season of it, and we actually going into the next season. We just wrapped up the little pilot season, just like last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we getting ready to go into like the actual series where it's gonna be like 10, 15-minute episodes. And
so you're like, you're trying to do like, try to get your money and violence on, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. I'm trying to do something with this for.
Yeah, women and violence.
No.
That's bad.
I'm just talking. I'm having fun with words. Yeah. So you're trying to produce like a whole series. That's dope, man.
And like hers is gonna have like this. Her spin-off is gonna have like the same approach to it. So kind of create like a how like Power got the you got Power, then you got the Ghost, and then you got the Kanan.
You got the franchise.
Yeah, like that's kind of how
we spin-offs.
Yeah, we trying to do like little spin-offs and shit.
Different ways to tell the story.
Yeah, sure. High school get her education right now.
I am. I have no question. Who I
I got my sights trained on that lady. So, did you grow up in that?
No.
So you never really
the fuck out there part, did
Okay, you're an hell of an actress. Okay. Where'd you grow up?
I mean, down the way. Kansas.
Okay.
Down the way in Longwood.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Kansas, and then I spent a few years on the west side.
Okay.
I was born in Philadelphia and stayed in the South a little bit too, but a little bit everywhere.
Okay. All right, cool, man. So I think we covered a lot of great ground, man. I'm looking forward to the future, man. I can't wait to see like how this web series reaches its climax and its conclusion. And I'm going to see, I can't wait to I hope to get an opportunity to participate in some.
Oh no, we definitely got. We got a role with you, man. Like, we already been talking about it, man.
We definitely got you, man.
Yeah. So I just saw him like, hey, man, like if you got him, if there's something I can do, man, let me know, man. Just tell me when to be there and how much time you need. I'll do my best to accommodate you. Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate all three of you coming out. This is like such a pleasant surprise having you guys come through and do this.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So be on the lookout. And tell everybody where they can find you guys.
Okay.
Ladies first.
All right. Well, my name is Jaleesa again. Y'all can hit me up on all the social media platforms at Jaleesa Sings. That is JALISHA SINGS. Or just Google me, Jaleesa Johnson.
Absolutely. Sir.
All right. McCooleyHigh, at McCooleyHigh on all platforms, everything that you can look up. That's at McCooleyHigh.
Yeah, I go by Millie Deli Bread, but you're gonna have to look me up as Harlem Made 352. And we also got the Playboy Chronicles page you can look up.
Sure.
Yep.
It's all in our in our bio and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are all Instagram handles, by the way, everybody. Okay, cool. All right, and you guys know where you can find me at No Sympathy for Kings, pretty much everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, like this video. And thank you again for checking us out. And as always, a lack of discipline may cost you your kingdom. No Sympathy for Kings. Peace.